G'day folks, Rich here from Bush Law. We've had a lot of questions lately about escape and evasion techniques, and particularly the sighting of an evaded camp. I'm out currently doing a bit of a solo stint for a week or so out in the jungle, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity to address that question for those people with those interests. Escape and evasion is obviously part of particularly the Special Forces dynamic, and I guess we get pretty good at it by pure necessity. So what I was going to do is just quickly show you some basic considerations, and it's probably not exactly what you'd anticipate in a lot of cases. First off, and most importantly, is situational awareness. So not even discussing technology or particular tactics, it's just being aware of your environment. Very, very important and fundamental to the way people with a Special Forces background must operate. If you're not situationally aware, you're going to get caught out, and that's just not good karma. So in terms of sighting a camp that you did not particularly want to be disturbed in, or you wanted to have some warning that there was someone approaching, or even for a more pragmatic survival perspective, that you wanted to make sure game wasn't able to approach your camp without you being aware of it, in case you forego an opportunity to hunt opportunistically. So I'll give you a quick tour of my particular little home this week in the jungle, and I'll just point out some of those features. So let's begin with the approaches. We'll backtrack. Let's begin with the actual sighting. First off, and primarily, I want the camp to be comfortable, but I don't want it to be on a nice prominent ridgeline behind me, where it's easy to spot and where people naturally navigate. So I want to put myself into a place where people would have to move in an area they're not normally going to walk to be able to stumble across me. I've actually chosen a creek line, but it's quite thick, so people moving through this area are going to make a lot of noise inherently. I've got a couple of cattle pads or wildlife game trails that move into the area I've actually occupied, and along those we've just placed some basic obstacles. Nothing out of the ordinary, nothing you'd even notice, just passing through the bush. But they do two things. One, they make you move off the beaten path, and the leaf litter then creates a lot of noise. Secondly, if you crash through them, it makes noise. It provides me, as the camper down in the valley here, with ample warning that someone's approaching me, or something is approaching me. So up behind me here on the track is what we've achieved. A simple couple of basic obstacles that you'd not even think twice about, however, provides me with good warning and forces people moving along this track in a small channeled piece of ground where they've either got to go high, which is unlikely because it's not a beaten, worn pad. People take the easiest course, just like all us other animals, and they move around on those routes and don't like to move off them. So this forces them to make noise by negotiating that simple obstacle that is just branches falling off trees. When we're moving down through here, I've got good field of view. My camp is just in through there. You probably just see the campfire. It is a little bit dark in there, but there's no other approach into this little area other than through this small footpad. So as we're moving along it, I've got reaction time, and I've got a period of time to sit and view. And because I'm situationally aware of my surroundings, and I'm sitting quietly, I'm making the minimal noise, and I'm wearing mute colours, I'm able to actually receive information from the environment. First layer of warning was back there. Second layer of warning on the footpad again is here. So if it's dark and I'm having a rest and I'm here by myself, so I don't have any way to establish a sentry, again, I have another chance, an opportunity to be warned of someone's approach. So this is from this aspect of my camp. The only other route into my camp, cozy as it is on the exit section of this particular area. Now I've chosen to nestle this in against some high ground, so I've got good fields of view that way, difficult approach this way. The small track that leads down to the river on this side, again, palm leaves or vegetation that are going to look not out of place in any way, shape or form, but make a lot of noise if you negotiate. The other option that you may wish to consider is the use of some technology. So on this exit footpad, I've simply placed a camp alert system. This is one you can buy off the shelf. Simple tripwire booby trap type system, except it's benign. There's no threat to anyone. There's no harm being done. It just provides me with early warning that someone's approaching me and in close proximity. Tripwire, when it's removed, the alarm sounds. Very, very simple, very, very reliable and easy to set up. The beauty of this is, as a solo camper, while I'm out here, if I'm away from my camp foraging and someone else decides to take an interest in my camp, I've got a chance, an opportunity at least, to be aware that someone has visited my camp, just like a burglar alarm at home. So guys, I hope that gives you just a bit of an idea. This is probably what an escape and invading soldier would look for. They're just some examples. It's not exclusive. There's a lot of other stuff we could cover, and perhaps will at some point in the future. For those of you who are doing that type of thing, or into being a little bit more careful about how you set up your camps, I hope that's good information for you. Thanks for paying attention, and thanks for your support, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. In the meantime, get outdoors, enjoy being in the bush. Cheers.